Your heat pump thermostat is probably set up wrong right now, and the guy who installed it, he didn't catch it either. 8 problems, every single one fixable, most of them under 5 minutes inside your settings without touching a single wire. Let's go. We start with the one that makes your entire system run backwards. When you install a smart thermostat on a heat pump, there's something called the OB wire configuration, and this controls something known as the reversing valve, the part of a heat pump that decides whether it's heating or cooling. If you get this setting wrong, your heat pump will heat when it's supposed to cool and cool when it's supposed to heat. This is the OB terminal on the Ecobee baseplate. You can see the OB right here. That one setting, Ecobee defaults this to O, meaning the reversing valve energizes during cooling. Most heat pumps work that way, but some old units, Rheem and Root systems in particular, use the B wiring, which energizes the valve during heating instead. This one wrong setting and the entire system works backwards. Here's how you catch it. Set your thermostat to heat mode and put your hand near a supply vent inside your house. If cold air is coming out when you're calling for heat, your OB setting is backwards.
That's a clear diagnosis of the problem. Now, how do you fix it? Go into Ecobee settings, find equipment, then heat pump, then the reversing valve setting. Flip it, and you're done. Problem solved. And if you are on a Nest, then it's under settings, then equipment, then heat pump orientation. Same fix. So check this before you call anyone to fix it. Problem number 2 is your auxiliary heat running constantly, and this is a problem that shows up on your electricity bill before you notice it on your thermostat. Auxiliary heat is your backup resistance heating, and it is expensive. We are talking about 3 times the cost compared to your heat pump running normally. This auxiliary heat is supposed to kick in only when the temperatures drop so low that the heat pump can't keep up on its own. Now the problem is that most thermostats come out of the box with the aux heat lockout set way too high. So on a perfectly mild 40-degree day, your heat pump is being bypassed and you're running on pure resistance heat and paying through your nose for absolutely no reason. This is what a setting looks like in Ecobee. Aux heat max outdoors. This one's set at 33 degrees right here. Yours might be much higher at 55 degrees or 50 degrees.
And if it is, then you're burning expensive backup heat on days your heat pump could handle it easily alone. So what is the fix? Go into your Ecobee menu, then Settings, then Installation Settings, then Thresholds, then Auxiliary Heat Max Outdoor Temperature. Check what this is set up to. A reasonable number depends on your specific unit's rated low ambient performance. You might have to check your heat pump spec sheet for this, but for most modern systems, somewhere in the low 30s is appropriate. If yours is set above 45 degrees, that's going to give you a massive bill. So this was the fix of problem number 2. Problem number 3 is short cycling. This is when your system kicks in. It runs for 2 to 3 minutes, then shuts off, and then starts all over again, runs for 2 to 3 minutes and shuts off. And this keeps happening over and over, which means the house never gets comfortable. And of course, the system wears out faster, and everybody is busy blaming the thermostat. But 9 times out of 10, it's not the thermostat. It's actually this, a clogged air filter that chokes the airflow across your indoor coil. Obviously, the system overheats. It's a safety cutoff and shuts down. Then after some time, it cools down, tries again, and keeps doing it over and over.
And all it needs is a $12 filter fix. And instead, people spend weeks trying to troubleshoot this problem. So the first thing to do is check your filter. Pull it out and hold it up to the light. Hold it up to a light source. If you can't see the light through it, replace it. But if the filter is fine, then it might be your temperature differential setting, which is also called sometimes as the cycle rate. This actually controls how big a temperature swing the system waits for before turning on. If it's set too tight, half a degree can trigger a new cycle. So here's how you fix it. Go into your thermostat's advanced settings and bump that differential up slightly. On Ecobee, it's under Installation Settings, then Thresholds. So you start at 0.5 degrees Fahrenheit and move to 1 degrees Fahrenheit. But the first thing you should do is check the filter. Problem number 4 is no C-wire. Smart thermostats need continuous power, and it cannot be borrowed power, not taken from or stolen from other wires, but it has to be the dedicated direct power from what's called a common wire, a C-wire. And older homes often do not have a C-wire to run the thermostat. And when a thermostat tries to pull power without the C-wire, you get flickering displays, random reboots, Wi-Fi dropping at odd times, and even schedules resetting for no reason. These are all kinds of weird ghost behavior that makes people think that their thermostat is broken, but is actually starving for proper continuous power.
So here's what you have to look for, the C channel. There is no wire here. There's nothing connected. But when you look at all those wires coming out from the wall, potentially your C wire is over there. It just wasn't hooked up. So what you need to do is pull off the thermostat base from the wall and count the number of wires in that bundle. If you find an unused wire, any color, there's a good chance you can connect it as your C wire at the thermostat end and at the air handler end. It's a free fix. If there's no wire, then your option is that Ecobee makes a power extender kit designed exactly for this. If you bought the Ecobee Premium or Enhanced, it's already there in the box. If you bought the Essential or the Light, you'll have to order it, and the link is there in the description. Problem number 5 is compatibility mismatch. This problem hurts the most because it usually happens after you've already pulled your old thermostat off the wall. Most heat pumps work with most smart thermostats, but some systems, specifically the proprietary communicating systems like Carrier's Infinity line or certain Train setups, use their own communication protocol instead of standard low-voltage wires. A regular Ecobee or Nest cannot replace those old thermostats without losing most of the functionality, and sometimes all of the functionality.
This is the screen you end up seeing, and most people see it after the old thermostat is already in a bag of trash. Before you buy anything, go to ecobee.com, find their online compatibility checker, and enter your system details. Nest also has one. These 2 minutes that you spend now will save you a very bad afternoon later. If your system does come out incompatible, then you're not out of options. You may need a system-specific thermostat or in some cases a workaround interface board. You'll have to reach out to a professional to find the right components for your specific system model. Problem number 6 is not reaching the set temperature. You have set it to 74, your house sits at 69, or the opposite. You set it at 69 and it blows past it to 74 and keeps going, and the system will keep running and running and will never get to 74. Either way, there are 2 different cases but the same symptom. In the first case, where you set 74 but it doesn't go beyond 69, the problem may be your thermostat placement. If your thermostat is near a drafty window or above a vent or on an exterior wall or even in a hallway nobody uses, it'll be reading a false temperature. The thermostat thinks the house is comfortable when it isn't, or will think that it's cold when actually the rooms are fine. Basically, the thermostat is making decisions based on bad data, and if you find that you can't move your thermostat to where you want it to be, there is a solution where Ecobee supports remote room sensors. So basically, you put sensors in the rooms that matter, and the thermostat averages across them. That's a great solution for this. Second cause, this is usually because the heat pump is undersized for the space, and if that's the case, no thermostat can fix it. The system is not being able to produce enough heat physically. That's an HVAC conversation and has got nothing to do with settings. So all you have to do is first check the placement, and even after fixing the placement, if the system is still not being able to close the gap on the coldest days, get a manual J-load calculation done. That will tell you exactly if you have a sizing to your space problem. Problem number 7 is that the emergency heat has been left on, and this is a problem that causes a big bill shock, and it's always by accident. Nest tells you right here on this screen when you switch modes, this can be expensive, but people tap straight past it. This emergency heat mode bypasses your heat pump entirely and runs on pure resistance heating, and this is there for when your heat pump has a fault. Either the compressor is down, or there's a refrigerant leak, or something is broken. It's a backup for a broken system and definitely not a cold weather mode. But people go ahead and switch to it during a cold snap thinking it will heat faster, or they switch it on to troubleshoot something and then forget to switch it off, and then suddenly they'll get a bill that is double of what they usually get. So right away, before you do anything else, check your thermostat mode. If it says EM heat or emergency, switch it back to regular heat. Your heat pump is designed to run in cold weather. That's what it's built for. Emergency heat is only there for when the system breaks. It's a backup. Problem number 8, the schedule is fighting the efficiency curve. This is the last one, and it's one that no one talks about. If you've got a smart schedule set and your bills are still higher than you expected, this might be the reason why. Essentially, heat pumps work very differently to gas furnaces. A gas furnace can slam a cold house back up to temperature in 15 minutes. A heat pump asked to do that will struggle and will trigger auxiliary heat to close the gap, which will wipe out every dollar you saved from the overnight setback. The 10-degree gap every morning, your heat pump looks at it and calls for auxiliary every single day, before you're even out of bed.
What is the fix? Smaller setbacks. Instead of dropping 8 to 10 degrees overnight, drop 2 or 3. The heat pump stays in efficient operating range and doesn't trigger backup heat, and your morning recovery is smooth. On the Ecobee, there's even a heat pump efficiency setting that is worth enabling. It's designed specifically for this situation and learns how long your system takes to recover, so you're never asking for a fast start recovery in the morning. Worth turning on if you already have it. It just might feel counterintuitive that you're saving less overnight, but then you're not burning expensive auxiliary heat every morning either. The math works out in your favor, finally. So here are the 8 problems. Almost all of them are settings issues, not hardware, not your heat pump, not a call to an HVAC technician at $150 an hour. The OB wire, the auxiliary lockout, the filter, the the C-wire, compatibility, placement, emergency heat, and the schedule setback. Go through the whole list. Check your own thermostat unit. I'm pretty sure at least one of those is sitting wrong on your system right now. There are links in the description for the Ecobee that I'd actually buy today, as well as the best thermostat options you have as of now. If you like this video, do like, share, and subscribe to Up on Top for more videos like this one.